Boys! Back at it again, Season 2, Episode 11. I'm one of your co-hosts, Daniel Perez.
And I am Messi Morales, and we are on Qualified Heroes.
So, just like every other episode, today is another special episode because we're going to be talking about nerdy stuff and who doesn't love nerdy stuff. I'll tell you who does love nerdy stuff, a very special guest who we have the very special privilege of bringing on to our show, DannyFandoms.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for you guys for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for being on the show. We are ready to talk about nerdy stuff. But before we talk about everything that we're going to be talking about today, I do want to preface Star Wars had a Battle of the podcast, and it was amazing. If you haven't watched it or listened to it, go check it out. It was super fun. There was a late addition to Unqualified Heroes being on the show. I had the privilege of representing Unqualified Heroes. I came in second. I was one question away from winning. Super disappointed. It would have been cool to be a little underdog story, but it was a very special show. So shout out to Star Wars and hosting that. So that was super cool. But going into the nerdy stuff, the very first thing I want to talk about, because it's coming soon, is Guardians. It's coming this week. By the time this will be out, it'll be coming the very next day. So it's super soon, and first reactions have come out of critics and people who I wish I was that got to see the movie because we're not popular enough, but it's fine. So they saw the movie, gave their opinions on it, and let me rephrase this. The people who are not critics gave it very high reviews. The people who were critics did not like it so much. Messi actually has the Rotten Tomatoes score of that.
Right now is sitting at 77% Rotten Tomatoes. Audience score obviously is not out yet because the audience has not seen it. But probably next week we'll be able to see what the audience will reflect of the Rotten Tomatoes. So hopefully it's higher than 77%.
Yeah, so I just want to ask you, Danny, what are your thoughts on just your hype around Guardians and then just your thoughts reflecting all these reviews that have come out?
Well, I'm super hyped about Guardians. I'm going to have to be avoiding spoilers because right now it's looking like I'm not going to be able to see it opening weekend. So I'm going to have to block everyone on social media and wait till I actually get to see it, probably the next week. But I'm still super hyped about it. I love the Guardians. I mean, hilarious, action, good music. So much, if when you really look into it, there's this really awesome, emotional detail. The first movie is all about Peter Quill, Star-Lord, with his mother and, him trying to cope with being this kind of lost boy out in space, trying to make a name for himself, but then always thinking back to those hard memories of losing his mother back on Earth. Then second story is about him and his father, him finding out, oh, I'm the son of a Celestial, and spoilers if anyone hasn't seen Guardians Volume 2, but Ego's the one who killed his mother, and then having that big battle at the end and coming to terms with like how Yondu says he was your father but he wasn't your daddy, and how Yondu is the one who actually took care of him, brought him up, all that stuff. So seeing how James Gunn always puts these really awesome layers of story into each of his movies, I'm really excited to see what happens with Gamora, Adam Warlock, and all the other characters. Yeah, I'm really hyped for it.
Yeah, I mean, they did say, James Gunn did come out and say, Rocket is a secret protagonist of this Guardians trilogy. So even though we all think it's Peter Quill with the story that we've gotten with his mother and his father and kind of finding this new family, well, curveball, it's Rocket, my favorite character in the MCU anyways, so I love that. what do you have any predictions for this Guardians 3 movie?
Oh, predictions. It's so hard to like not get cut up in theories because I do watch like a lot of theory videos, and I watch also like a lot of stuff like just going into those different layers of the story. But I mean, other than probably Drax going out, just because I know Dave Bautista's already said a lot of stuff about how he's kind of done playing this character.
Yeah.
I can see that going, or because I would just find it really weird if they made a story to where like he rides off into the sunset or goes somewhere else, and like so you're gonna have him alive even though he said like he doesn't want to come back. Well, I don't know. Money talks, so maybe they can bring Batista.
Do you think he's the only one that dies?
Man, that's the one I can see for sure. I could see them doing a really emotional thing. I mean, they've been playing with their emotions with all the trailers and all the teasers with Quill and Rocket. If you ask me, when I watch these, it does always seem like they're the ones in the most danger. All the other Guardians are kind of like fighting their normal battles or out on the ship, whereas Rocket and Quill are the ones like jumping out windows and crashing and like on tables looking pretty beat up. So that's what I get from those.
Yeah. Messi, you got something to add on to that?
Yeah, I from all the posters and all the marketing for this movie, it seems like they're trying to push that Rocket may die or something like that. But that may not be the case. I don't think he will die. I think he will have like my theory is that he will build his own cyborg suit and then become a cyborg instead of a raccoon. But for Drax, like you said, he been saying since before the movie started marketing or anything for the movie, he said like I'm done with the character. It's too much. And I get it. He's been playing the character for like almost 10 years. He wants to do more serious roles, but I don't see him dying either. I do hope that he just find peace because like, from his origin journey from the very first movie to now, he's like trying to get revenge for his family dying. So like hopefully on this one, it's like for almost every character, it's like the find hope type of movie instead of like killing everybody off, like how they're marketing it to be.
Yeah. People are sneaky, but sometimes it's like always that it's too obvious to be true. So even though I originally saw Rocket as someone who was going to die, more posters came out, more, trailers and stuff like that. It's like you're kind of putting on this mask, and after saying that Rocket is a protagonist and this is kind of like finishing off his arc and it's all about Rocket, I could 100% see this curveball where Peter Quill is actually the one who dies, because we think he's the protagonist and like this main character, but James Gunn already said he's really not the main character. So if you kill him off, you're not killing off the main character.
You do the ultimate sacrifice.
And on top of that, you got to think about outside stuff like marketing, and Rocket and Groot stuff sells a lot. So, yeah. I mean, he's a Build-A-Bear, right? Rocket. So, and then on top of that, it's really easy to bring like people to do voices. So Bradley Cooper obviously is Rocket, Vin Diesel is Groot. It's really easy for them to collect a paycheck when all they have to do is go into a booth, say a few lines, and not be on set and do stunts and all this other stuff. So I think they'd be okay staying on. So that's another reason I can see Bradley Cooper wanting to stick around.
Yeah. But going into kind of the audience, or not the audience score, the Rotten Tomatoes score, who after seeing 90 plus on Guardians 1, 85% on Guardians 2. Now we have we have a 77, I believe it was, for this movie, and it never goes up. From the thing that it has, it'll always go down. I don't think I've ever seen it go up before. So say it averages out to a 75, but a lot of people are saying that this movie is really good. I was kind of reading into a little bit of this critics that they were reviewing, and they actually said that the movie was too dark. I don't know, like, you complain when a project is like too happy, kind of like Thor, but then you now have this complaint that it's too dark, which I think is kind of fueling this downward score. Plus, critics are already notoriously don't like sci-fi movies, so it was really interesting. I don't know what you guys think about that, but that's something I noticed.
Yeah, I'll just say, like, I honestly never put too much attention to any of the scores. I mean, my opinion's my own. I'm going to go into a movie, and if I like it, I like it. I can give my own 80% or 90% or whatever I think about it. I mean, they're not going to influence how I feel about it, no matter how professional critic that they say they are.
Yeah, and to say like the movie is too dark. I mean, what can you really expect? Is the marketing for this movie has been sad, it's been dark since the very beginning. If you went in thinking otherwise, yeah, it's a Guardians of the Galaxy, it's a comedy after all. But if you went with the mindset, oh, it's not gonna be nothing, no death, nothing sad or too dark, quote unquote, you that's your fault. That's 100% your fault for going in thinking it's gonna be all light and breezy. Like Danny said, if that's the case, let's have all the movies like Thor, or all the movies like Guardians of the Galaxy. There's no winning on this critics. So like you said, Danny. Well, there's two Dannys here. Let's go, Danny F, Danny 42. Okay, so Danny F said, screw the critics and just have your own opinion, and that's one of the things that we, as basically as content creators, we try to express that you should have your own opinion on movies. Even when Morbius came out, we gave our opinion. We said movies suck, but yet again, we still said people go watch a movie for your own opinion and don't follow critics. These critics are suck. I'm reading critics right now, and then they're all like, oh, up and down on the movie. So yeah, it's a really weird take on the movie to say it's too dark.
Yeah, but I do have a question before moving on to the next topic. This is very serious. Me and Messi have a very strong debate about this. Do you like Guardians 1 or Guardians 2 better, and why?
Oh, man. That's a good one. For the longest time, they were, like, pretty even for me, honestly. But I think I give the Guardians 1 the slight edge, just because I love seeing the team form. And I obviously, I love both soundtracks. So that's not even a way to give it. But yeah, I mean, the team forming, learning a little bit about the backstory of each one. I like that expositional storytelling, and I like seeing these people from different backgrounds all come together.
I am so glad you said that, because Guardians 1 is the superior movie, so.
I don't know. I like the second one better. It's better.
It's good. It's not better.
It's
but
okay.
Going into the next topic is the other movie that nerds are excited for, and that's The Flash. I mean, I don't know if you're excited for it, but at least as a collective community of nerds, they're excited for it. And the reviews came out. And before the reviews came out, the people who have already seen it, so like certain celebrities and along those lines, they were like, this movie is the best movie ever since blank, or best. It was just like superior high reviews, and now that people have actually seen it, they are, or at least clips of it, they are saying the same thing. It's like, this movie is super good, I can't believe it's so good, The Flash did good. It's just funny hearing like a positive comment about Ezra Miller, because I'm like, that's weird. But everything surrounding this movie was positive. I don't think I heard any negatives, which is crazy, because I just want to hear your thoughts on the whole Flash fiasco, and even the potential future of the Flash if this movie does do good, or if it bombs or whatever.
Yeah, so people talk about separating the art from the artist a long time. I think we can separate the movie and the character of the Flash from anything happening outside of it. Just me, I am super hyped for this movie. Both trailers have been so cool to watch. From obviously Michael Keaton to the new Supergirl, to seeing both Flash and the different variants. One of the things I really like that the Ben Affleck Batman, if you notice, he's wearing this like a different suit from the past movies, and it's like blue and gray.
Like a blue-gray, yeah.
And it looks like Adam West Batman. Like that is a really nice detail that I really love. Obviously seeing all the old Michael Keaton stuff from his Batmobile, his Batwing. What else? Oh man, obviously all the references to Flashpoint. I've read the Flashpoint comic. I've seen the animated version. So to see a version of it in live action, I'm really excited for. And then getting that dark Flash that people have been talking about. Yeah, we still don't really even know much about what that's supposed to be and where that's coming from. So I think that's going to be really cool to see. And a little theory I saw there is about in the second trailer where the alternate version of Barry is like screaming at the original version, saying like, "No, I don't want anybody to die," and such and such. People saying like, "What if he becomes the Reverse Flash?"
Ooh.
Because something happens there. Maybe he loses his mom in this timeline, and he resents original Barry for that. And the thing that people have noticed is that he is wearing yellow throughout the two trailers, just like Reverse Flash. It's a bit of an out there theory. I don't want to put too much stock.
I like it though. I like it.
Interesting.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense to it. It wouldn't be that crazy of a theory if it actually happens. Even though Reverse Flash is a very badass character, but yet again, depending on whatever they end up with Ezra Miller, keeping it on the same actor for the Flash, it will be interesting to see the Reverse Flash as in the actual live action done right.
I love the theory. I don't think it will happen because you're using Ezra Miller even more, and I don't know how other people will feel about that. And two, it's just a lot of work to like have the same character play multiple characters in live action. Now, if you're just using a voice, that's one thing. But if you're using like their actual body, it is more work, more visual effects and stuff like that. So, I don't know.
Well, I mean, Michael Keaton repeated his famous line, "Let's get nuts," and I think they may just do that.
That's true. I am ready for some crazy stuff. The sad thing I am disappointed about is I heard Ben Affleck is only there for like 5 minutes. It's just super disappointing, but it's not a Ben Affleck movie. It's a Flash, so...
Yeah, so I think, well, I don't think, I have heard rumors of multiple Batmans showing up, not just Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck, but I think only live action Batmans may appear on this movie, and also Aquaman and Wonder Woman may appear for the last time for their roles. But there's apparently a lot of cameos. Maybe Batman, out of all the cameos, Ben Affleck will have the longest one. But I think that's a pretty cool thing, bringing all the live action Batmans for this movie. It's a cool thing.
Well, I kind of highly doubt Val Kilmer showing up, honestly.
Oh yeah, that's it for him. But
I was so happy to see him. Totally separate thing. I was so happy to see him when I saw Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah,
for him to come back.
No, I was super surprised he'll come back for that. But he can play a far away Batman, just waving, saying hi.
Old footage. Use old footage.
Yeah, or did fake it. Just bring on a younger actor, just like how they did on Mandalorian with Luke Skywalker. Bring a younger actor, just big fake his face and make him talk. So he can see.
I am so hyped. I know other Danny mentioned that he was wearing the gray and blue suit. That makes me so happy because as a kid, I only had one Batman figurine, and he was wearing that exact same suit. So it's like, oh my gosh, this is my little. I don't have the figurine anymore, but it was so cool because I used to play with it all the time. That was one of my main toys besides the Ninja Turtles. I played with the Ninja Turtles all the time when I was a kid. But something that will not be in live action in this movie, supposedly, is Grant Gustin, which is What? You're telling me the Flash of 9+ years, our generation of Flash, yes, there is another generation of Flash before us, but our generation of Flash, regardless if the previous couple seasons have been utter trash, is not even a cameo in this movie is absolutely nuts to me. I want to know what you think about it, because I absolutely hate this decision.
I mean, they had, and Ezra Miller showed up in the TV show as well, so I could easily see Grant Gustin wanting to come in, them asking him to come in. I know the rumors that he would replace this Flash, and he would be the main one going forward into the James Gunn DC universe. There's just so many theories coming out. It's hard to keep track of them all, and like who's gonna cameo, who's not, who was like maybe a planned cameo that didn't work out. It gets me more hyped for the movie to see who actually does show up. I'll be happy with any of them, because really already seeing just the two Batmans and being introduced to this new Supergirl, that gets me hyped enough.
Yeah, people say they're watching it for the plot, and it's just a picture of Supergirl. So that's funny. Messi, you said it looked like you had to say something.
Yeah, the rumor has it that the cameo was changed to the Jay Garrick version of Zoom of the TV show. That the actor who plays Zoom was going to be Jay Garrick as the cameo, but it makes no sense because as we know, that guy turned into be Zoom and not actual Jay Garrick. So it would have been cool to use the actual Jay Garrick from Earth 2 be the cameo. But I don't know why I don't know what happened on the actual decision, because the rumor, since the Flash was announced to be coming out, the rumor was that Grant Gustin was going to make a cameo on the actual movie, but I don't know what happened in the end that is not going to happen. Or maybe he is in the movie, but we don't know yet. Yeah.
I have a question for Danny over here. Where do you see the future of Flash after this movie? Do you see Ezra staying and him being in James Gunn universe? Do you see this being like a one and done type of thing and he gets recasted? Where do you see this going?
To be determined, honestly, because like I know James Gunn put out the statement like they're talking with Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller's trying to go into rehab, fix himself up from stuff he's been dealing with, and they were going to make the best decision moving forward. So it sounds like they haven't thought that far ahead, even though apparently this whole phase of the universe is already in active development. We know with the Superman, Batman, Themyscira show, Booster Gold, and all these. And I heard that like when he made that big announcement with all the titles, that like that was part.
Yeah, that it wasn't even all of them.
Yeah, so maybe there's a Flash thing in there that they're still waiting on to decide who's going to play and how this movie does in the box office. But yeah, so I just think we need to watch this movie first and just wait for an official release, because it's really hard to say. There's so much up in the air right now.
Yeah, but I have a question. I have a question for you, because I know we talked about it, and it may not happen of what happened with James Gunn announcing all his projects. Because we saw with Shazam too, that he announced on this project saying that Shazam may not have a future with his new DC universe, and our theory is because he said that the movie bombed. Do you think the movie will, because of what happened, there's no confirmation that the Flash will continue moving forward? Do you think it will bomb?
I really don't think it'll bomb. I think just from a nostalgia point, a lot of people are going to show up for Michael Keaton Batman. I think there's a lot of this newer generation who really loves the Ben Affleck Batman, and they'll show up for him even if he's only in there for a little bit. And then the people who just love the Flashpoint story from the comics, from animation, from wherever else, and they want to see that on the big screen. I think there's enough of the fandom that's going to go in for the story, for the characters, and they'll show up to support DC because they are DC fans.
Yeah.
I agree. But moving, I agree. I don't know what else I was supposed to say. But moving on from that, I do want to talk about the Fantastic Four, because over the past, even though we've been getting rumors of casting for like since we were born, really these past like week or so, it's like, it's not just, oh, this person is rumored to play this. It's like, this person has been offered the role of this, and there's a very good chance that this is true, type of thing. And those casting rumors, if the people out there listening have not heard, or in either of you two, is they don't have the Thing as a casting rumor yet. They don't have who he could possibly be playing. However, the three most quote-unquote confirmed actors playing in these roles is Adam Driver playing Mr. Fantastic, who's been probably the longest rumored one, or most confirmed one. Just a couple days ago, Paul Mescal, who is not really this big name actor, but he's coming up there to play Human Torch. And then today, I believe it was today or yesterday, Margaret Robbie to play Susan Storm, which was interesting because just a couple days ago they were saying, oh, is it going to be Mila Kunis? And then Mila Kunis is like, it's not me, but I know who it is, which, and that can mean like 100 different things, but it could even be like a trick. But
I think it's her. I think she's just like playing it like, nah, guys, it's not me. And watch a big trailer show up, and it's her. I want Meg.
Okay, but hear me out. Margot Robbie plays superhero character. She plays, I already forgot her name, Harley Quinn, and we know how she does. You know, DC and Marvel always interconnects characters. All the freaking time, you see DC and Marvel interconnecting characters. And now you got this Margot Robbie, supposedly confirmation, offered the role of Susan Storm. I could see that. Also, it kind of aligns with the way that this I don't know if it was a rumor or confirmation, I believe it was a rumor, this long-standing confirmation of two of these Fantastic Four will be big name actors, and then two of them will be like kind of up and coming actors. So if this is true, you got Adam Driver, Margot Robbie, or Mila Kunis, whatever, playing the two big name actors, then Paul Mescal, who's not a big name actor, and then the Thing, there has been like no rumors for them. So I just want to hear, I kind of got Messi's wanting from Mila Kunis, but what do you see in these rumors, or kind of like hope for?
Again, it's just in so many rumors, from Penn Badgley to just keeping John Krasinski to now Adam Driver. It's like, I just want Comic-Con or something to come up where they just do an official panel, tell us who it is, stop teasing us already over here. But yeah, there's been, if it's Adam Driver, I would not be mad at that. I think he's a fantastic actor. I honestly saw him more in the villainous role, obviously. That could just be me thinking of Kylo Ren and think he'd be a good Doctor Doom as well. And then Daisy Ridley as Susan Storm. Just something. And then there was a rumor of the Thing. I think, wasn't it Jason Segel at one point?
Yeah, they got.
You're right. But it wasn't as confirmed as like these three that were kind of saying that they are actually offered the role. Yeah, and again, I think I just am happy that all the names I'm hearing, I'd be good with, honestly. My first choice for Mr. Fantastic would have been John Krasinski, from the longest fan cast that I've ever seen. Yep. To him showing up in Multiverse of Madness, we already see him as the character. It's already easy to believe him as the character. Penn Badgley, I really don't think that would have been a bad choice either. And then as far as Invisible Woman, Sue Storm, from Mila Kunis or Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie's one of my favorite actresses, so I wouldn't. She's phenomenal.
But if it's Mila Kunis, I'd love to see her take on it. I think it'd be really interesting.
It's not gonna be her. I don't think so. After I heard Margot Robbie, I don't think any other rumor that comes after that, if there is, could make me think otherwise just because of this interconnectedness of Marvel, DC, you reusing actors and already seeing her in like a superhero role.
Yeah, but they keep reusing actors. Like they're not giving other actors a chance to be part of the universe. Like, okay, yeah, we have Michael Keaton playing two characters. We got who else playing two characters? There's so many people playing two characters on. I mean, every Suicide character from the Suicide James Gunn is also on the Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3. So give other actors like Meg, like she's awesome. I want her on the MCU.
So not even Mila Kunis, she's Meg. Okay,
yeah, she's Meg.
Oh,
I'm a Family Guy fan. I'm a Family Guy.
I'm kind of on the same page as Danny. Like, just announce it, please. I'm dying. These rumors are killing me.
I remember on D23 when they go, oh, they're gonna give a Fantastic Four panel, and like a week before they announced the director who's gonna direct the movie, and then we're like, okay, cool, we have the director already. They're gonna start showing cast. They just literally repeated the same announcement of the director.
Saying that the director was.
And that's it. That was the only 5 worst minutes of the panel. It's like the worst tease ever, and they keep teasing us, showing us rumors of who's gonna play who. But yeah, I can't wait for they start actually releasing the names of who's who.
Yeah, and moving on to that next topic is, well, first before I go into some new stuff, I just want to get your quick reaction. Not yours, Messi. I don't care about yours, but Danny's reaction is, I know you're a Star Wars guy, so 2 questions. 1, of the 3 announced movies, what are you most excited for? And 2, what were your thoughts of the Mandalorian finale?
Most excited for, I mean, when I was hearing them come out, like on social media, like each one was blowing my mind. I'm like, yes, give me Dave Filoni, give me back Daisy Ridley, and then James Mangold directing this one from the beginning of the timeline, and then in the end, I really do think that's the one I am most excited for. I think James Mangold does a fantastic job as a director, and to tell a story of the first Jedi, that concept just sounds so appealing to me. So I would say that is the one that I'm most excited for. And for Mandalorian, yeah, I really love the finale. I love a happy ending, so just seeing everything that happened, and then when you think back on it, from season 1 to now, we got to Mandalore. It's like we went from a single lone bounty hunter, the Mandalorian, didn't even have a name till the end of that first season, to finding other people outside his cult, to uniting them, to taking back the planet in this finale, which I think is just so cool to see. And then IG-11, so happy to have him back. And then just showing Din kicking his feet up with Grogu on Navarro. It's like, just put a bow on it, give me that happy ending, and I was happy with it.
Okay, Messi, I'll let you talk.
I'm most excited for the Mandoverse to conclude with the Dave Filoni movie out of the 3. Yes, but I am very interested to see how they're gonna play it out for the very first Jedi, how they got introduced, all that stuff. I think they're gonna do like I don't know if you've seen The Legend of Korra on that one episode, I think on season 3 or 4. That they show like in the very first Avatar, they go to the big ass turtles, and then he touched. Yeah, I think it's gonna be the same concept as that. I told Danny that already, but yeah, and the 15 years after of Rise of the Skywalker with this girl coming back, I honestly think it's kind of weird because they could have done that with Mark Hamill with his character with Luke Skywalker, but they didn't do that, so they're gonna finding a way of actually doing it. So that's the one that I at least care about. But I don't like the ending of The Mandalorian. It was I'm not a happy ending type of guy. I like sad. I need someone dying. No one died. They said this is gonna be the saddest episode ever, and it was the opposite of that. The only sad moment of that whole episode is when they destroyed the Darksaber, and that's it. That was the only sad part. But yeah, I didn't like the last episode. It was crap. No, I'm kidding. It was pretty good.
0 of our predictions came true. I just want to say, me and Messi had a list of predictions, and not a single one came true, which is actually really funny. I don't think I've ever been so wrong. Like, I've been wrong on predictions of movies and stuff. I don't think I've been so wrong where I have gotten nothing right. But that's Dave Filoni for you. He'll do whatever he wants. I also want to say that I do agree with you with The First Jedi. I think it's the coolest concept. I mean, how cool is that? So I'm most excited for that. Please give me that. Moving on from that, we have 2 new movies that were just shown that have a fan base, and that is Transformers and Hunger Games. And I just want to speak first on these movies and say, Transformers, stop giving me Transformers movies. After 3, I stopped caring. Did I watch them? Yes. Did they make their money? I don't know if they made back their money. Maybe they did because they keep on making them. But none of them mattered after 3. 3 was peak Transformers. Let me tell you, I watched that like a million times. That was my end game back then as a kid. But Hunger Games, the prequel, I am bleeping excited for it. I'm so excited for Hunger Games. You got no idea. I want to get your opinion, Danny. I kind of know Messi's, but he'll explain his. But I love Hunger Games. This is my favorite trilogy, like outside of Marvel, DC stuff. This is my favorite thing of all time. Not even Harry Potter beats this for me. Not even the Star Wars trilogy, original, sequel, whatever it is, beats this for me. Hunger Games, I love Hunger Games. So I just want to hear what you think about this Transformers sequel, reboot, I don't know what it is, and the Hunger Games prequel.
Well, as far as Transformers, I really enjoy it. I just think it's fun. I don't put too much stock into it. I just watch it because it's like the cartoons or like the toys I had as a kid coming to life, and then they always have a nice cast. I mean, this one's gonna have Michelle Yeoh in it, and she's amazing, so I'm really excited to see her character and just how this story develops. And they are bringing in Unicron, which is like the big bad, more than Megatron. Megatron is the like iconic villain, but he's like the Vader. Unicron is the Emperor, the most powerful out there. So I'm really interested to see actually how this story goes. How are they even going to defeat him, or maybe just stave him off for a little bit and then he comes back later? I'm gonna watch it. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of lore in it. There's a little bit, because we see in the trailer where like Optimus Prime is talking to Mirage, Pete Davidson's character, and he's like, why are you with a human? And like he even picks him up, and it's like, this is a different Optimus Prime. He did not love humans at the beginning. He became more fond of them later on, so we're gonna see a little bit more of that backstory. And just seeing some of the classic ones again, from the Optimus Primal and what's his name, obviously Bumblebee, and all the rest of them. I'm excited to see them and any new ones that we haven't seen on the big screen again. Hunger Games, totally agree. I so excited. I tore through those books I was a little bit late to them, so I read them like in high school, maybe like 10th grade or something. People had already read them, but then, hey, it was easier to check them out of the library at the school because everyone had already read them. And I had seen the movies first before I read the books at that point. But I absolutely love the books and the movies. I have not read Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes yet. I am picking it up.
How dare you watch the movies before the books?
I was not a reader when I was like young, like really little, like elementary, middle school. It's like I did not have the attention span, and I would fall asleep. Now I tear through books. I mean, I read through the Harry Potter series, Hunger Games. I read a bunch of Star Wars books, bunch of other like trilogies and series. Percy Jackson also. Later, like high school and then even into college, I read more of those. But Ballad and Songbirds and Snakes, I will definitely try my hardest to read it before. I'm gonna order my book, tear through it. Hopefully, I can find some more details in the trailer that they release. But just looking at the trailer, looks awesome, and gets me really excited for it.
Yeah, I will admit I have not read the prequel to Hunger Games, so I do have to get on that before the movie comes out. But oh my gosh, the cast is really stacked in this movie. You got Rachel Zegler, Viola Davis, Peter Dinklage, I believe that's how you say his name. You really have a stacked cast, so I can't wait for this movie. Messi, what do you think about these two franchises?
Yes, it's a reboot. I don't know why you asking if it's a reboot or not for the Transformers. They look different. Like they look different from the Michael Bay movies. And they're sequel to the Bumblebee movie. Which I am wondering if she will actually show up. I forgot her name. Kate Bishop. From her, yeah. I won't be surprised if she actually shows up because there's a sequel to that movie. I'm not really of a Transformer fan. I saw the first and the second one when I was a kid. I think the second one was when they're in the desert fighting. Yeah, the second one, yeah. But I didn't know Transformers were animals too. So I was like, whoa, this is a gorilla Transformer. That would be cool. So I'm excited for it. And this guy's in it. The guy that's on, oh my god, the sing-along movie. I forgot the name of the actor. Anthony Ramos. He's on that movie. He's a pretty cool guy. He's also another up-and-coming actor who's doing more roles, and I can't wait to see him. Pete Davidson is on that movie too. You can't never fail with Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson is a pretty cool guy too. But for the Hunger Games, I am excited for that one, especially because I love Peter. I saw him on Game of Thrones, and he killed it. One of the best characters on that show, and then everything that he has done after Hunger Games, I am trying to keep it on my radar because he's just an awesome actor, and I respect his value not to fall on the stereotype that he has to play a dwarf or an elf or anything Morgan because he's a short person. So I respect that very much of him, and anything that he does is awesome. So that's the only reason why I'm watching the Hunger Games prequel is because of him. Nothing else, because of him. So that's my input on the two movies that I can't wait to see. And by the way, he's in both movies. He's in Transformers and also on the Hunger Games.
That's awesome. I didn't even know he was in that one in the Transformers. That'll be cool to see. But yeah, Peter Dinklage, awesome actor. I mean, he's in Endgame. No, Infinity War. Yes,
Infinity War
where he makes the Stormbreaker, and he's just been so many really cool roles. Whether it be like you said Game of Thrones, and his character in this one as the creator of the Hunger Games, like that is really that's an awesome concept. I'm gonna read the book. I'll probably learn more about that character in particular. But he has that line at the end that it's the sound of the falling of snow, and it's like that double meaning. Like literally, he's trying to bring down Snow, who he knows he was trying to make his way up in the capital, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna bring you down as a young person before you can even gain any ground, which is like, that's kind of evil because he's like 18, the character is at this point. And then on top of that, just the imagery of seeing like this really early games, the cornucopia where all the weapons are supposed to be, it's like just like a pile. It's not even like in a shelter or like any sort of fancy arrangement like it is when we see it in the main Hunger Games trilogy. And so I'm just really excited to see early Pan Am, and then and Viola Davis is in it also. So like, really awesome cast. Story looks great. Trailer already got the visuals, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Something I saw that was cool was the Hunger Games trilogy that we got. Well, I guess it was separated into 2 parts at the end, but trilogy that we got was putting survivors in a performance, and this prequel is putting performers in like a survival mode type of thing. So it was like a flip-flop between the two, which was really cool because you see the analogies, you see the connections, and you're like, I don't know, kind of seeing the other side of it. And seeing early Pan Am, oh my gosh, I like that's why I'm so excited for the Star Wars movie, because seeing something from before what we have, to me, is cooler than seeing something that's after from what we have, which is why I think we got the prequels of Star Wars instead of sequels when, originally they came out. But that's, as far as news and stuff like that, that's all I have, with the exception of I do want to play a quick trivia game. But before I do, I just have one quick question. I know Messi doesn't have it, but the Jedi Survivor game has come out, and I want to ask if you have already bought it or not, have already played it.
I have not. Yeah, I don't have any of the systems it come out on, and I'm not really a PC gamer either. I only have a Nintendo Switch. So, yeah, I would definitely buy like an Xbox. I've had an Xbox before, so I would definitely buy another one for Survivor, because I've been watching people stream it, and it just looks so cool. The graphics, the action, the story, everything about it is really appealing. So right now I'm loving watching people, and if I get it later on, I'll have a good time playing it.
Yeah,
I can't wait to buy the game.
It looks clean. So going into some trivia, some of these are from the Battle of the Podcast, so if either of you two listen to it, maybe you know the answer. But I wanted to bring it in over here because some of these questions I genuinely did not know. So I want to see if either my co-host or our guest knows better than one of us, which is probably a good chance, but knows better than me. But which is why I wanted to ask some of these, because, like I said, I didn't know the question. So this is a quote. Some of these are quotes, and you have to guess the Marvel movie that it was from. These are only MCU movies, so no, not like X-Men or something like that.
No Morbius? It's Morbin time?
No Morbin time. We're not doing that here. So the first question is the quote.
Whoa! Before you say, how are we gonna do we always
whoever says it first? Whoever says bleeps it out. You just buzz. You click the imaginary buzzer. I don't know. So that first question is, before we get started, does anyone want to get out? What movie is that from?
Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Hold on, I lost the answer. I thought I didn't know the answer. Hold on. Wow, that's awkward. Hold on, give me a second. Wait, my computer's going crazy.
Is it from that movie?
Yes, it was The Winter Soldier. You're right. Good question. Good. Now, bonus question, since you probably know it. Who was the character that said it?
Cap.
And was seen?
Elevator.
Yes, there you go. The iconic elevator scene, and somehow I still missed it. So that was one of the questions I missed. On to our next question. Wow, what is my computer doing? It is lagging. One sec.
This is why you don't have...
This is why you don't have PC. Okay. In the scene. What movie does We Are Groot from?
Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Guardians 1. I think that was the same time.
That was at the same time. Good job.
That was easy, bro. You didn't get that?
You could technically say Guardians 2 just because David Hasselhoff says it during the credits.
I had said Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I was wrong.
I would debate it because it's in there. He says it.
So, last question is... Oh gosh, hold on. My computer is... I don't know, maybe I got a software virus. Okay.
Stop watching stuff that you're not supposed to watch on your computer.
Whoa. Hold
He was
up
trying
now.
to get an early viewing of The Flash.
Probably.
I said I looked up HD Flash movie 2023 and it did not.
Something else came up.
Something else came up. Who says I had strings? Wait, this is the wrong question. Who said? Oh my gosh, what is wrong with my computer? It keeps like adding a new tab. Okay, who says what? Because I am a monster. Parents tell their children about at night.
Wait, what? Say that one more time.
What? Because I'm a monster. Parents tell their children about at night. What villain or hero says that?
Loki?
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, it was Loki.
It's Loki?
It was Loki.
I was thinking of Loki too.
No,
These are on the Loki show?
I think it's in Thor 1, isn't it?
I don't know where he said that from. It was just who said it. I had said because it was just guess the person. It wasn't guess the villain. It was just guess the person. I had said Hulk. I thought Hulk was talking to Bruce Banner, or not to Bruce Banner, to Natasha about something about how like other people perceive him, and I said Hulk. So apparently I suck ass.
Okay, so like you don't have the confirmed answer, but I'm thinking it's when Loki like discovers he's a frost giant and then he's confronting Odin about it. Like, this is why you never even considered me to be king. That it was always going to be Thor. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm picturing in my head, and I could be wrong about that.
No, that's a very good one. Could be that. So that is all the questions that I got wrong, whether I was playing at the current moment or just watching on the sidelines other people play and I was playing in my head and I got it wrong. Besides that, I did pretty good. Like I said, came in second, not too bad. Danny, you should be on the next battle of the podcast. Maybe we'll go up against each other. That'd be pretty funny.
I told them over at Star Wars, hey, I know I don't have a podcast, but like if you just want to throw a wild card in there, I'm up for it. Hey,
social media content is just as valuable, if not more, than a podcast. All the reels and the videos, like, I think that's almost more to listen to than a podcast. So I support the idea of you being on Battle of the Social Medias. And it counts. Everyone that has a podcast has a social media. It should be Battle of the Social Medias. But that's basically all I have today. So before we do our little outro, I do want to give you the chance to shout yourself out and kind of explain about your stuff. Yes.
It's actually not Thor 1, not Thor 2. It's actually Avengers 1 when he is talking to the guy on the auction before he gets captured by Captain America and Iron Man. Before he grabs the guy's eye, so Hawkeye can go in, like, do all that stuff. That's the scene that he says that line. Okay, go ahead.
I didn't know that. I definitely would have. See, this is why I lost at Marvel Trivia. So, like I said, I wanted to give you the chance to just explain your platform to other people so they can get the chance to, follow you on social media and just hear everything that you have to say because you have really good content.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So my main platform is Instagram. Almost at my next follower goal there. I'm past 2,600, hoping to get to 3,000 soon. And I do two main things, and I talk about Easter eggs in movies and shows like Star Wars, Marvel, Harry Potter, Disney, and then I also show off my collectibles and just all these action figures, replicas that I've acquired over the years and continuing to acquire, from Funko Pops to Lego to Star Wars Black Series helmets and stuff like that. And I do that, again, mainly on Instagram, but I am also on YouTube, and almost at 100 subscribers over there. That's like a completely new platform for me, so to be at triple digits, I'm so grateful for that. And longer form content, I'll announce it right here, is coming for YouTube, so you might see some
there you have it. You heard it here first. Maybe not first, but you heard it here. Longer form of content's coming.
You might see maybe a collection room tour. You might see some more explanations into the details in certain movies and shows. Who's to say? But yeah, so Instagram, YouTube, and I'll plug one more thing. If it's completely new to me, is Twitch. Twitch. I'd probably do the same thing. I'd probably do like live Q&As over there. This is like a completely new concept. I've met some amazing people who stream on Twitch who either do video games or they just talk nerdy stuff or they build Lego, and I'm like, I didn't know you could do all that. Like how varied it was on Twitch. That sounds so much fun. So the account's there, and I would love to do some stuff over there. So if you want to follow me there, I'd really appreciate it. All of it at DannyFandoms. And I'll just throw this out there. My username is a bit of an Easter egg. I think you guys might have noticed that.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, get this man to triple digits, to 3,000. All these numbers, these goals. And before we plug our stuff and say our little stuff, I do have a quick question. What is your favorite thing or collectible that you've bought? In regards to all these nerdy things, what is your favorite, like your prized possession?
Oh boy, that is a hard question, because I mean, like, this is gonna sound, I guess, like a humble brag, because I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of really cool stuff. I have like Moon Knight's Crescent Blade. I have some lightsabers.
Ooh.
I've got the Pixar ball, and like Pixar is like near and dear to my heart, so just to have that iconic imagery is really special to me. But and favorite is just hard. Even like with characters in movies, it could change day to day, week to week. But right now, I would say my favorite possession is the Darksaber from Galaxy's Edge.
Ooh!
It is. I love the look of it. I love the black color, the unique style of it. I mean, from the beginning, from when we've seen it in Clone Wars to Rebels to now, it's not that cylindrical lightsaber. It's got that more katana type look to it with the edge. I just think it looks so cool. It's displayed in my background, and maybe I should make it more screen accurate. I buy two of them, take a hammer to it, make it look
yes,
make it look a little more crumpled now. But no, I love my Darksaber.
Just completely destroy it.
Yeah. But yeah, I would, for now, I'm saying that if you had me back, I might say something else.
Hey, we'd love to have you back. I keep saying last question, but I got one more last question. This is my last question. Pixar, Disney, or DreamWorks?
Pixar.
I figured that'd be your answer, but I wanted confirmation. I'm a DreamWorks guy myself. I love all of them. Don't get me wrong. I love all of them. Same. But I just... How to Train Your Dragon and Kung Fu Panda for me are just on another level.
Hey, and Megamind, don't forget that.
And Megamind, but not to the level that Kung Fu Panda has my soul. I sold my soul to Kung Fu Panda. Shrek is good. I didn't sell my soul to Shrek. Puss in Boots 2, phenomenal movie, by the way. I don't know. I could go on a sound check. So this is our show. You can find me at Danny42 with 3 N's because 2 is taken on Instagram. So what's next? 3 N's. I am private. If you are a scammer or a porn star, please stop following me. You're only supposed to follow Messi. And if you want to know where to follow him, he can give you all the details now.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Messi.17_ on Instagram. But if you don't want to follow me individually or Danny or even DannyFandoms, you guys suck. You should follow us. We're pretty cool. But if you don't want to follow me and Danny, you can always follow us on Unqualified Heroes on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Do not try us on Snapchat because we're not little girls. But other than that, I do want to say thank you, DannyFandom, for being here today with us. It was a pleasure. We, like Danny said to almost everybody that we talked to, we don't have other friends that we talk to about nerd stuff, so it's always an honor to talk to other nerds to evolve the culture. But again, thank you for your time today, and I do hope we can do this another time.
This was fun, guys. Thanks for having me.
Unqualified Heroes!